driving around in a passenger van, dreaming of when I'd ever begin to start my life. That's when I moved to the city to be on the stage, but the curtain had closed. You walked in the room, and that's when I knew that I was home, and my life will begin. Didn't believe it was true till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. You took a flight from the desert to take up a room with a mutual friend. Couches and wine and everything's fine. Just one day at a time, and it gets you by. I didn't believe it was true till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. Somebody like you. Somebody like you. I was just fading away till I met you. I was just notes on a page till I met you. I never imagined the day when I'd meet somebody like you. Couldn't believe it was true till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. Somebody like you. Somebody like you. I didn't believe it was true till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. I didn't believe it was true till I met somebody. I met somebody like you. Had no direction to move till I met somebody. I met somebody like you.
Hello, and I've always wanted to do this, guys. Good evening. Spooky time. So, yeah, Halloween's right around the corner. And I just want to welcome you to Songwriters Room, presented by Locala. And I'm your host, Becky Baby. Tonight we have a really awesome show. I'm sure you've seen who my guest is. I'm very excited about that. Before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Your Place Mortgage and Title. You can visit them at yourplaceocala.com.
Today's episode is brought to you by Your Place Mortgage and Title, your everything agency.
I think I'm going to play a little song for you right now. So I've actually been working on this song for a while. Some of you may have heard it, but it's really my newest song. And it's called Too Good to Be True. And it goes a little something like this. I was minding my business when he walked right up to me. As God is my witness, he said maybe it's the Lord that had us meet. Right then I guess I should have knew he was too good to be true. My baby, too good to be true. I was trying to tell myself, hold on for a little while. He's so thoughtful, he's strong and sweet, and he lives to make me smile. So I thought, I guess I should have knew he was too good to be true. My baby, too good to be true. From the beginning, he wasn't acting right. On his phone all day, he was blowing up all damn night. Should've looked inside to my second side. I guess I should've knew he was too good to be true. My baby, too good to be true. Guess I should've known he was too good to be true. Too good to be true. Yeah. I guess I should've known he was too good to be true. My baby, too good to be true. Guess I always knew he was too good to be true. Too good to be true. Yeah. Hey, oh, who's that? Who's that? Yes, we have Ecliff in the house. I cannot wait to, we're going to be singing a little song together later, but I was actually going to give a little birthday shout out to a dear, dear friend of mine. He's just one of the most wonderful people I've ever known in my life. His name is Johnny Lombardi. Yes, the Johnny. It is his birthday today, and I wanted to sing this song for him. Feel free to join in, because... Oh, Johnny. Oh, Johnny. Oh, Johnny. Oh, Johnny, so hold me back. Got me sitting by the phone. Yeah, just waiting all alone. Won't you give a dog a bone? Turn your head, Johnny, won't you hold me back? I know you got honey. Baby, one day I'll be lots of money. And I think you're really funny. Turn your head, Johnny, won't you hold me back? I can't see us high for a while on the Wonder Wheel at Coney Island. After that, we'll take it a show. What comes next, Johnny? What have I known till you call me back? Call me back, baby, call me back. Call me back, darling, call me back. Call me back, cookie, call me back. Call me back, darling, call me back. Call me back. I promise I'll answer the phone. Oh, da, 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 da. me back. I know I'm an upspike. There's some trouble on your body. Won't you take a little time? Tell me, hey, Johnny, Johnny, won't you roll me back? I can see a sign for a world on the wonder wheel at Coney Isle. That death will take a shot. Oh, oh. But what comes next, Johnny? When am I known till you call me back? Call me back, baby, call me back. Call me back, darling, call me back. Call me back, cookie, call me back. Call me back, baby, call me back. Call me back. I promise I'll answer the phone. Yeah. Happy birthday, Johnny boy. So now, I would love to get to talking to my friend Ecliff. How you doing tonight, sir?
Great. How are you?
I'm just wonderful. You know, it's funny. You can sing in front of hundreds of people and then get behind a podcast mic, and then you're all of a sudden like, what do I do? But yeah, so I'm really excited to have you here. I was really happy to hear that I would get to be your host. So let's just get right into it, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right.
Shake these nerves off.
Right. Shake them nerves off.
Yeah.
So what first got you into music, and around how old were you at the time?
Church for as young as I can remember.
Neat.
Grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist church, so I was probably singing church songs, not like in a performance capacity, but going to church, singing with my family and stuff like that for as long as I can remember, probably 5, around the time when I was speaking words.
Yeah.
So just if songs were being sung in church, I was singing. So
right.
That's how that happened.
As soon as you were speaking words.
Yeah.
I like that. That's great. So did you have any particular musical influences, like any family members in particular, or?
No, not really. You know, I had lots of people in my family that sang. I think my mom sings, my aunts, they all sing. But one of the ironies about growing up in a religious family is that even though people are singing, music has like a taboo aspect to it, you know?
Oh, wow.
So, there's so many parts to that. So growing up, of course, I loved music, but didn't get a chance to embrace it the way I wanted to until later in life, more as a hobby. It became a social thing for me. So it started as one thing. I was probably very fortunate to start that young singing, but wish that it was supported isn't the right word, because I think my family did support me as much as they could. But that they recognized that it could probably be more than just a hobby or something that we do in church or something like that, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
So when did you, when you started getting into music, like maybe secular artists, like who really lit your fire? Like who was like, oh man, I want to sing like that?
So in high school, it was all the R&B groups. I mean, New Edition, Boys to Men, all those artists.
Yeah.
You know, any of the lead guys in those groups, you know, I would try to sing their high notes or kind of, you know, emulate them. It would be like that.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me.
Awesome. All right. And so when you were singing, did you kind of discover your own voice? Were you kind of like, man, I sound really good? Or was it people around you that were like, you know, encouraging you? And did you discover your voice, or did someone else kind of?
I think it was a combination of all of the above. Like, as I was singing in those environments, I knew it was an ability. Like, it was something that I could do. But to recognize that it wasn't something that everyone could do, that was a new discovery, you know?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then when I was... Music took different shapes as I grew up. But every environment I was in, music, people tend to gravitate to me, and I always found a place there, you know? And then that's when I realized, like, oh, man, this is something that I have the ability to do a little more than most people. You know,
Yeah, a little more.
Well, you know, it's
You're one of my most favorite vocalists in town, and I could listen to you sing the phone book. So
Oh,
I was just kind of curious if you were doing it, because as a kid, like, I was singing along to like Little Mermaid songs and Disney songs, and I thought to myself, I was like, man, I sound good, but I was so embarrassed. Like, I never really did it in front of anyone, but my siblings would sometimes, like, I remember one day I was just singing Part of Your World, like, at the top of my lungs, and my cousins and my brothers and everybody were there, and they stuck their hands through the crack of my bedroom door. I'm like,
And they're clapping.
they all clapped, and I was so mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, but I was feeling like, yeah, I think I sound really good. And then other people started to kind of encourage that, so that's cool. It's cool that you knew that it was an ability that you had that wasn't, you know, not everybody has it for sure. And so, where were you born? I read that you were born in South America.
Yeah. So Guyana. Yeah. So most Americans that I talk with associate that with the Jim Jones incident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which actually involved a lot of Americans, but that's the country that I lived in.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how old were you when you moved from there?
So what was it, 10 years
So
old?
do you have, was there like any musical memories that you have?
There?
Yeah. I mean, other than church, was it like any kind of like a Latin music that had, you know, that influenced you in any way?
No, so here's the other. We're British. So
okay.
we're very similar to Jamaica in terms of culture.
Oh,
a lot
cool.
of those island, even though we're not an island. So not really, because we kind of listen. My family listened to everything. I remember hearing the little secular music that I would listen to, Michael Jackson. So I grew up on Michael Jackson, Prince, and stuff like that. Like, Michael Jackson was probably one of my biggest influences growing up. Like, I used to dance like him and all sorts of stuff. So yeah.
He was also one of my biggest influences as a real little thing. And I can remember I was maybe 4 or 5 and was like jumping on my older brother's bed with like a racquetball racket and like singing Michael Jackson songs. So.
Yeah. Michael Jackson is awesome.
Absolutely. And you grew up in New York.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Bounced around New York quite a bit. Lived in Brooklyn at first.
Oh, wow.
Flatbush area, a lot of Caribbean people live there. And then we moved a few places. So just kind of bounced around New York a lot. Yeah.
Okay. And so I want some people to hear your music. So let's first, like, how would you describe your music?
So I think it's become a thing where it's a combination of all the music I've enjoyed. I wouldn't say that I'm a R&B vocalist or a soul singer or a blues singer or anything like that. I enjoy all that stuff. I enjoy a lot of rock songs, and somehow that's influenced whatever happens with my hands and my vocals or whatever it is, because I listen to all of it. Yeah. So I think that might be noticed. I know some of my chord voicings are specific to R&B, soul music, kind of stuff like that. So, yeah. I don't know if that answered the question or not.
You're very, very soulful singer, and I should just not keep anyone in suspense any longer and let you sing some songs.
All right. So this song is called "Without You." It's a song that's I don't know when it's gonna end. I tend to not know when my songs are completed. Okay. So it's I thought it was done because I performed it for Couch Sessions a couple years ago, I think. And I thought it was done then, and it's kind of taken a different form since. It originally felt like a sad song, but that's not the intent. And I think it's a love song.
Well, I'm just gonna chime in on this love song with you.
All right. So, "Without You."
I'm in every moment passing time with you. Memories like doorways I can't leave without going through it. But there's times it's hard to stay. But there's no way I would ever leave. 'Cause what would I do without you? We ain't perfect, but ain't much worth it without you. Without you. I don't wanna be a fool. A man ain't supposed to cry, but I run to you with tears, my pride, baby. And sometimes I walk away. But what would I do without you? We ain't perfect, but ain't much worth it without you. Without you. Baby, I won't stray. I believe in every word we say. There's no way I'd ever wanna be without you. Yeah, the ending was different that time. Why am I clapping?
I'm so thrilled that you
trained.
just clapped for
We're so
yourself,
trained.
my darling.
The clap after music. That's a thing. That was.
Not everyone knows that, though.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
But that's true. That's true. It's a little
So
plug.
loud.
Is that a dig?
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's sometimes when you're performing at a restaurant or something, people are chit-chatting and they just don't clap sometimes.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
yeah, but it's all good.
We feel good when people clap.
We do. Please clap. We're like, I want to say we're like Tinkerbell. Just clap to keep us playing. So yeah, I would love to hear another song.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna play this one next, but I think I'll play this one next. This is the oldest song I have.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I this came from the I think I wrote this song when I was in college or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of playful. It's a you see a girl at the time it was a club or whatever the case is, and you would just say whatever smooth thing or whatever it is that you could.
Is this an Ecliff pickup song?
It's a pickup song.
Yes.
It's a pickup song, and that's
Great.
so not even who I am now.
No.
Like I don't, but I think it's important for it's weird. It's like I feel like I want to teach young people this. Give the girl your name. Give her the opportunity.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know.
All right.
That's my pitch.
Sweet.
So it's called "Get to Know You."
Can't wait.
Get to know you. It's And by the way, I do plan on putting this song on Spotify here.
Oh, great.
So,
okay.
And it's this is the acoustic version, but the finished version is a little bigger. So it's
nice.
Yeah. So here we go. Standing in the corner, the reality of my fantasy. Breathing so quickly now, wishing I could slow time down. Captured like a moth to a fire, burning with desire. Gotta get closer to your love. I confess it's a physical thing. Although I don't know your name, I know the shape of your lips, the color of your eyes, your tendency to smile at eye contact. And I know I gotta get to know you. We can have a good time, go out and see a movie. Conversations as we sip drinks and dine. I gotta get to know you, 'cause I'm impressed by your style. What's a brother got to do for a moment with you, just a second with you? I gotta step to you and say hello, so I know what's exactly on my mind for sure. But forgive me if I come across rude, it's not my intention. I'm just trying to meet you, to know you, 'cause I'm impressed by your style. What's a brother got to do for a moment with you, baby? Baby girl, let down your guard. I know it's hard, you don't even know me, but as sure as my name is Ease, I'll do all I can to make this easy to know you. 'Cause we can have a good time, go out and see a movie. Conversations as we sip drinks and dine. I wanna get to know you, 'cause we can have a good time. What's a brother got to do for a moment with you, just a second with you?
Dang.
It's
beautiful.
it's kind of, this is a fun song. It's
Wow. No, that's amazing. Did it
power
ever
of
work
3.5
on anyone?
chords.
Did it ever work on anyone?
What's that?
Did you ever sing it to anyone and they were like, "Oh man"?
Nah, never worked at all. Total failure.
So, let's see. So when you're writing songs, do you get just like a little phrase that pops into your mind and then you want to flesh it out, or does it start with music first for you, or what is your songwriting process like?
It's a melody that gets stuck in my head. So words are my enemy.
Me too.
Yeah, I am a former English teacher, and I've written a lot of poetry. Poetry was my thing, and unexpectedly, the written word or the spoken word hasn't always lend itself to writing songs. Especially the type of songs that I want to write. Where it's pop essentially. So sometimes those thoughts become too profound to fit into 3 chords. I don't know if that was an arrogant statement or not.
No,
but
no.
It's how I've
And it's
yeah.
true. Like when you're writing something, you want it to be impactful. You want it to be, you want it to have a message. And I drive myself crazy with that because I can't just write a simple little fun thing unless it's like I have a specific show that I'm writing it for, or it's just you want to really say something, and you kind of get caught up in trying to deliver a message when you should just be like, does this groove?
Yeah. Yeah. And the question is, do people want to hear this profound message, or do they want to be moved by a rhythm, a catchy phrase? So I personally have, and this is just my process, I've had a hard time mixing those two because of the writer side of me wants to write more poetry. Yeah. And essays than songs.
Right.
It's a weird thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've actually I got to go to a conference and was speaking to some different musicians, and one of the guys was talking about the song structure now is totally different. Yeah. Like, where's the bridge? It's all about the hook, and kids are not like getting music classes, and they're not having any experience to get to kind of dive into music as much as they were maybe in the past. But to have creative writing classes, songwriting classes, music classes, just the structure of songs is kind of different now. They're not really. It's all focused on the hook and what's sellable. So it's a different environment on the radio these days, for sure. Anyway.
I'm guilty for not listening to a whole lot of new music. And I thought about it the other day that I really should, as a gigging musician. I feel like responsible to stay in touch.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't always enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff out there, but
I'll have an open mind.
right. Always keep an open mind. And gosh, something else that somebody said during the conference, it was the Creating Healthy Communities conference. I got to go to that for Arts and Health Ocala Metro. And one of the speakers said it's not always about the end product. The process of making any kind of art is what is the important part. Like even if you don't finish your work, or if you don't, if you feel like it's unfinished, just the process of doing it is kind of a miracle. Like we're all born as artists, but some people, just like you say, have more like a natural talent for doing it. But just the more we create, the better off we are. And it actually affects our mental health and our physical health. To create art is good for everyone, and it's everyone's birthright. So it's kind of like I get caught up in like, oh man, is this song going to be good at the end, or is, if I do this drawing, like, is it going to be good enough? But it's really just the act of doing it that's really important and beneficial to everyone. So
important for the creative person to create.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. And yeah, so what's next for you? What things are you kind of working on? You said you have a Spotify song coming out.
Yeah, I wanted to do it in 2022, but ended up my day job just kind of took a turn that allowed me to be more busy there, and I needed to focus my attention there. And then I started gigging a lot more too, but I really, really want more stuff recorded. Mm-hmm. So and I've thankfully I've been writing a lot more. So I think my writer's block has been broken, or whatever
congratulations.
that thing was that couldn't allow me to put the words to song. I think that's lifted. So
okay, excellent. Well, yeah, I'll be looking forward. Yes. Looking forward to your new stuff.
Yeah. It'll be great. Charge your 75%.
Yes, and man, I have songs too that I've started them and I've never finished them. So, Songwriters Room actually is kind of a fire under me to write more stuff because every show we're going to do original music, and I have my catalog from years ago, but a lot of people around here have heard all that stuff, so I'm really trying to like ease into becoming Becky Baby and writing I want to write some old-timey pop stuff, like oldies sound and stuff, and I did Too Good to Be True is more of a kind of a soul R&B kind of a thing, but yeah, I've got some other songs cooking, and hopefully we'll be recording myself soon. Yeah. So yeah, but let me know if you ever need any backup vocals, and I will do the same.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because I think we have a little magical combo with our voices. I know there's been several times where we were going to work together and just never had the chance. So it was really nice to get to chime in on your song. It was lovely.
Absolutely.
So actually, we're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors again. Your Place Mortgage and Title. And you can visit them at yourplaceocala.com.
Today's episode is brought to you by Your Place Mortgage and Title, your everything agency. Purchasing a home should be as easy as 1, 2, 3. At Your Place Mortgage and Title, we offer professional realty services through Professional Realty of Ocala, mortgage and commercial loan services, and title services. We pride ourselves on customer service and education. Contact us today to learn how we can make your home buying and selling process a pleasant one. Visit www.yourplaceocala.com to learn more.
And we're back. So we were kind of talking about this a little bit earlier, sort of like self-care as an artist. Like as a musician, we pour out a lot, right? We're very, I get emotional when I'm when I'm singing. I think a lot of artists do. You know, what are some things that you do to kind of replenish and pour back into yourself?
So I have a bazillion hobbies. I think anyone that's ever known me has been either aware of my hobbies or they're a part of that hobby or whatever it is. But I love guitars. I'm more of a guitar collector, I guess. I would call myself that loosely. Than a player. I think I just love the guitar as a thing. So I like buying them. I like going to guitar shows. Before COVID, I was going to whatever guitar show they would have, just to be a part of that community. I love the guitar community. What else? What other? Was racing motorcycles for a long time when I first moved to Florida. Wasn't a whole lot to do. Didn't know a whole lot of people. I wasn't playing music or anything like that. So that's I still ride, and sometimes one of my motorcycles is in pieces in the garage. So if you ever go to the house, there's oil stains all over the ground. So I do that.
Nice.
Shoot guns like any good Floridian.
Wow.
So yeah. So I try to keep myself very busy. I think creatives are like that. We have to have to put this word in context, I wrote an article a long time ago on something called mastery motivation. It was an educational article, but creative people need to have something to master, a skill, a task, or something like that. I think keeps us healthy. So that's always been important to me. I don't ever find myself bored.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, and you know, it seems like you get into a lot of things that put you in the zone of like. I know that's very very beneficial. Like it's almost like meditation when if you're writing or you know looking at a beautiful guitar or whatever. You're not thinking about anything else, and that in itself I think is a form of meditation.
Right, requires 100% of your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah. I don't shoot guns, but
Yeah.
I'd love to go to the range and, you know, try. I had a BB gun when I was a kid.
Well,
It was pretty handy.
Price of ammo these last few years, no one's shooting.
Oh my gosh.
But,
So yeah, we were also talking earlier about, and I didn't know if we were going to get into this question or not, but I think we should. So I find myself, like, I'm living my dream. I am a full-time musician now. I could not be happier. But there's this thing that happens, and like I'll do a big show and like been, you know, Cab Callowaying it up with Swing Theory for like 4 hours, and then at the end of the show and everybody's gone, I'm kind of like sad, and I feel like this kind of after the ball kind of a feeling, and I know a lot of artists feel that way. But one time I, you know, have watched you over the years in your journey as a musician, and you posted that that playing, you know, 10 or 12 hours of music in a weekend is sometimes a lonely place. And when I read it, I really, it resonated with me because I feel that. And you know, it's kind of like, what is that? I'm living my dreams, singing my songs, surrounded by people, but it does feel like a little bit of a lonely place. So I was wondering if, you know, what are your thoughts on that? What do you think that is? Like, what makes us feel that way?
that's a part of that that mastery motivation dynamic. It's your drive to, if you're doing something, you want yourself to be fully immersed, and we're as artists, we do it for ourselves, but we also want to share it. I think when I posted that, I did a Friday gig, a double on a Saturday, and then a Sunday.
Wow.
And I hadn't hung out with anyone. I think I'd gone on
Okay.
a long stretch of just playing a lot of gigs. And I realized that I wasn't hanging out with any friends. You know, it was, I would see people.
Yes.
And I knew like all the, for lack of a better word, cliques, groups or whatever around town. I knew everyone, but I didn't have my people. So it was, and I realized, man, you got to do something about this. And I started being very intentional about how I scheduled my gigs, making sure I have, if I'm going to gig a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I make sure that it's a gig that's early in the day. I started playing a local place where I would play in the middle of the day so I could have the evening off to hang out with people. So, yeah, message to all the folks that work a lot, regardless of whether it's this or just always make some time for yourself. If not, it's whatever you do is going to end up just being lonely.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that it's what it is for me too, because as the busier I get, I'm out and I feel bad because I have so many friends that perform and I want to go see.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to all of the things and do all the things, but I find myself just doing the gig and then like, man, I just want to go home. But I have been more mindful as I've gotten busier about self-care and self-love, taking time to take care of my mental health and, really just, keeping in touch with myself to see what I need. And I definitely need my friends.
Yes, absolutely.
I've been kind of doing like a little bit of hermit style here, but I've just have just been working on creating myself, creating my business. So that's great, and it's helpful that you helped me pen that down. Thank you.
Yeah. I try to every month. I try to make sure I go see one of our local musicians or one of our local artists or whatever, so that I don't become detached from what this is. It's one thing to be on this side of the mic, but I think it's important to see the other side.
Absolutely.
So.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep yapping unless you play more songs. So
No,
would love to hear.
So this is I'm gonna sing a 12-bar blues song that I actually, the way this song was written was I was trying to understand 12-bar blues and I'm a relatively new guitarist, so I was practicing a pentatonic scale, practicing some leads, just something to again master whatever this thing is, and I had created this loop, and I would just freestyle over it vocally, lyrics, and one gig I sang the whole song, and luckily I'd recorded it. Yeah, I just kind of had my phone going.
Yeah.
And the song was written one take.
Oh,
it
man.
was just done.
That's amazing.
And it helped because the music was done. It wasn't like I had to, like some of the other songs, I'm like, which chord goes where, all that stuff. But this was initially a freestyle. I do that
That's
now
awesome.
and then.
Wow.
In terms of the writing process. But this is, this is called My Baby Loves Me. And to any blues purists out there, don't judge. This is what it is.
Take it easy.
My baby loves me, yeah, I know she cares. My baby loves me, yeah, I know she cares. See, when I call her, oh, she's always there. It could be late at night or early in the morning. be late at night or early in the morning. See, when I call her, oh, she's always there. I would walk the longest road just to be in her corner. And I would swim the widest sea just to be by her side. I know you heard it, my baby's worth it, she's my girl. I love my baby, she could do no wrong. I love my baby, yeah, that's why I wrote the song. Don't say nothing bad about my girl, or it's gonna be on.
I love that last line.
Huh?
I love the last line.
Yeah, it's
That's great. That's so good.
that was
Yes.
the one take freestyle song that was written for Couch Sessions a few years ago. I actually wrote a song at the Couch Sessions throughout the night. Like I had people write down some things.
Oh,
and then
wow. That's
smashed
great.
it onto one song. I never saved it, never recorded, so I have no idea what it is. It's gone forever. Yeah.
Dang, man, that was great.
Oh, man.
Just freestyled that out, huh? Yeah. That's one skill I do not have in any way is freestyling. Darian mostly freestyle raps. You ever heard that? You ever heard her do any?
I have heard that. I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do on the spot too well.
Yeah.
So let's see. We were kind of on a heavier note last question. So on a lighter note, what's the most useless talent that you have?
Oh man. So okay. I thought about this recently. So I studied English. That was my first degree, and I'm really particular about grammar, and it's not a priority to most people, and it doesn't seem to really. It doesn't make me any money right now. So it's. I think it's important. I think it has value, but yeah, it's pretty useless.
Well, yeah, I guess these days
Right.
with all of our little text message abbreviations and everything, not really getting to exercise grammar, proper grammar. So, what advice would you give to young musicians? I mean, I guess you give advice to a lot of young people.
Yeah. That's
in your day job.
I get paid to give people advice.
Yes.
It's a great thing. They don't have to follow it ever. But be passionate about whatever you do. You know, going back to the idea that you know, I probably could have worked full time and made music full time, or could have been famous. Whatever I don't know what the ultimate goal is. And it wasn't lack of ability. It was it was lack of passion. You know, I didn't put the passion to the music. That's not where my passion was earlier in life. I did a bunch of other things and was fortunate to have lots of talents that I could keep myself busy with. But no matter what you do, and it doesn't matter, I think there was a quote that I used to really live by. When you get to a fork in the road, take it. Visually, it works, you know? And it doesn't matter what you're passionate about, go into it 100%. Just lean into it, and I think some good. I can't promise riches and fame and all that, but good is going to come out of it.
Right.
You know, it's this music thing that I've got now, every week I've got something to be thankful about it. I'm not a famous musician, and I'm not making millions of dollars, but this is where I lean my passion into, and it's made me happy.
Oh man, yeah. And that's the ultimate goal. Like, I think we forget that these days. Like, just your happiness is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So do whatever you can to get there. You know. I'm fortunate to have volunteered a little bit with Gainesville Girls Rock Camp, and that's where we get a bunch of kids together. They do like empowerment workshops. They do instrument instruction, and then like the kids write a song, and at the end of the week they perform their song. So it was really cool to have all these little young musical people in the room that I could tell them, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it. If you put your heart and soul and mind into it, if you believe you can do it, it doesn't matter what anyone else believes. You believe in yourself, and you can get there, at least to some extent. So it's really, I try to, as much as I can, any young person, I try to just say, really go for it. Take classes to get you where you want to go. Like, take band, take a marketing course. Take, what if they want to be a full-time musician, or if they want to be a full-time artist, they have to, take the steps to get there. It's not just gonna, I guess we live in an age now where like everybody's an Instagram star. So,
right, everybody's
and I grew up thinking I could be a rock star, but like other people's opinions told me, no, you got to have a regular job. You need something that's going to pay the bills. You need something that is dependable. But, I don't think that's true.
Well, yeah.
I think I should have started this 20 years ago.
I think the important part of that is that the passion has to be there, but
right.
The feet and hands have to go where the mind is. I think that's important. You got to put the work in.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Yes, have to put the work in.
Yeah.
So, and what's the best advice you've gotten? Like any influential people in your life giving you something that really stuck with you?
I try to be very comfortable with not being wrong. It's kind of like my general life philosophy that plays a part in a lot of different things. When I bought a guitar from Sound Exchange. My first guitar, I think it was 8 years ago now, and I told myself I'd play it every day, and I sucked 90% of the time. And then when I started doing gigs, I was nervous as all get up. But it's important to realize you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be 100% on, because there's less progress that you make worrying about that than going into it, getting it wrong, and then getting it right, even if it's a little right. So that's kind of like my, I've gained a lot of success from that. I try songs that I don't play 100% well, and then sometimes it gets better.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it applies to music and a lot of other parts of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. You don't always have to be right.
Right. Or wrong or perfect. The word is just the general idea of just do it. Don't let the thought of it not being right hinder you.
Yeah.
And I can choose some specific things in my life that I don't pursue because of fear or getting it right, and I've seen no success in that stuff.
Right.
So I've seen the opposite as well. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. It's the process, not the end result. Yeah. It's just doing it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any more songs for us?
I've got some. I've got a lot of unfinished stuff. Do you want me to try to write a song on the spot?
I would not put that kind of pressure on you.
Nah. What about you? Do you have another song you want to do?
Sure. I
can play with you
you're,
and sing some harmonies.
you are a love song writer.
Yes.
So I will sing a love song.
Okay.
That I wrote this in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote it because I was so excited to talk to my man that, like, I couldn't wait to get back to the hotel room. I was in my most favorite place in the whole world. I want to go there my whole life. And I couldn't wait to get back to the room to Skype my man. So this song is called Mon Cheri. Mon chéri, tell me, how can it be in the middle of getting all I see? Oh, I wanna see your face in my most favorite place. Oh, I love you wanting to do my thing. Oh, I know you want me to just spread my wings and fly. But if you're not here to say sweet things and catch me, should I fall then forget it all? I'm coming home to Mumbo. Why should it come in the middle of Notre Dame? So cold, sweet, sweet soothing balm, knowing I'll be on your arm when I get home. I know you want me to do my thing. Whoa, whoa, I know you want me to just spread my wings and fly. But if you're not here to say sweet things and catch me, should I fall and forget it all? I'm coming home. I know you want me to do my thing. Oh, I know you want me to just spread my wings and fly. But if you're not here to say sweet things and catch me, should I fall then forget it all? I'm coming home to Mon Cheri. Aw,
Pretty song.
you know, I have all these pretty songs, and they're under my previous performer name, so I really need to get some Becky Baby recordings out there.
So how does that are you? I guess that's a story for another day. That's
What?
no, the Becky Baby, the
Oh,
transition there.
Yeah, you know, when I started, you know, over 20 years ago, my target audience was like, I always wanted to be in metal bands in high school, okay? And I would find, like, a band would invite me to come sing, and then my voice was too pretty, or they wanted me to do the Evanescence thing. So, like, I never got to be, like, the metal vocalist that I wanted to be. So my image was always kind of dark, and it was kind of like I wanted to, like, I had kind of hardcore lyrics, but had my pretty voice and my acoustic guitar. So it was always kind of like my target audience was my metalhead friends, and so that was a long time ago. Now my target audience is the villagers and country clubs, and so some of my previous material is a little racy, and some of my previous imagery is a little racy, and I think that's been costing me some fancy gigs that I want. So my friend Billy Buchanan reached out to me, and he's the rock and soul man. He does what I do. Different genres, but we both do oldies, and we both play out in the villages all the time. And I'd kind of wanted to do a name change because also I got a lot of, oh, Becky Sinn. Like, oh, you're so sinful. Like, no, bro, not really. Calm down, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I got a lot of that over the years. And I got one more incident that I was just like, that's it. I'm done. And Billy had already been talking to me about, what are your kind of goals going forward? I really wanted to take it up a notch. So yeah, that's why Becky Baby came around. And I was trying to come up with a catchy little name, and was like, going through different musical terms and like, man, what is it? And then I was like, my fiddle player for Dr. Sinn's Freak Island musical sideshow, he always called me Becky Baby. Like every time he's ever seen me, this man says, Becky Baby. I was like, let me check. And BeckyBaby.com was open. I was like, okay, I think that's it.
I had to tag you the other day, and I wasn't sure what.
I'm glad you tagged both, though, because some people don't tag at all. And the other thing was, and I'm sure you get this too. Your stage name is Ecliff, and also you put Farrar on the end. Is that how you say it? Okay, so Ecliff Farrar, I'm sure gets misspelled all the time.
Misspelled, mispronounced.
Yes. So also I was usually Becky Simmons or Becky Sims or Becky Sinn with one N. So then it was even more sinful. So yeah. Well, cool.
The Farrar thing, that's a whole nother long story. That's
I wanted to know about your stage name actually.
Yeah. So my it's actually my name. It's what's on my license, birth certificate, all that fun stuff. So it's Ecliff Farrar Telford.
Okay.
That's the full name. So people that know me in the community in the educational setting, it's they're like, oh, is that the same person? I'm like, how many other Ecliffs are in
right.
In
I
yeah.
I did not know that was your actual given birth name.
Yeah, that's my So I have
that's beautiful.
3 names that no one can pronounce and
No.
wonders what the heck.
Right.
So
it's like, where did your exotic stage name come from? That's my name.
Yeah, that's
I was born with it.
That's my weird Caribbean name.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
No, So yeah, you feel my pain on that. So everybody can spell Becky Baby, well, most people.
Yeah.
It's like the grammar is not really important these days, as you know.
do they when they book you? Do they put Becky Baby on the check?
I literally had, I won't say who did it, but yes, I just got my first Becky Baby check. I was like, heck yeah.
Person at the bank's like, what?
Yeah, no, whatever. I do mobile deposit. They never say anything. I get all kinds of names on my checks, and I never have any problems. So
apparently they'll just deposit it.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm gonna start put Becky Baby on my check.
See if it works.
Listen, a little bit of a response there.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has just been delightful. I was so glad that I got to be your host for Songwriters Room. So
I'm very happy that you were the host as well.
Yeah.
It was a fun time talking to you.
So, and yeah, we definitely need to collaborate some more, I think, as well.
If you have any suggestions on where I can record, let me know.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's both be looking out for that.
Yeah.
Yes, anyone listening out there, you have 2 artists here that need a wonderful recording studio.
Any really good engineers or
yes.
someone that would want to record my stuff, I'd be happy to hear from you.
Yes, please, both of us.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Ecliff. You're the best. I so enjoy you. Like, Mama and I were sitting in the grass, at FAFO yesterday listening to your voice. And it was funny because I really was bragging about you before you walked up. It was like, okay, everybody, Ecliff's coming up. He's got the most golden, molten tones of a beautiful voice ever. And just get ready. And then I looked and he was standing over there. I was like, oh, I don't know if you heard me. Anyways, yeah, Mama and I were we were chilling in the grass under the oak trees. It was just such a nice experience. So I'm really glad you got to play there.
I gotta send you a video I took of you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was just like I was moving and it was panning. I didn't do it on purpose, but it was a really good video.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so
yes.
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Any of that stuff I can use for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Locala. Thank you, Your Place Mortgage. This is just the most wonderful show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a lot of talent in this town and a lot of people that write their own music. So just stay tuned for